So here we are at church, in our offices, at the same time, not together, practicing proper distancing. So I'm here in my office. Christy is in her office that I can kind of see down the hall.
Hi.
And Lindsay is in her office.
Hi.
Julie is in her office.
I'm putting on some chapstick.
Very nice. And I understand, Julie, we have some questions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julie, and I want to welcome you to Kids Questions About God. In our Zoom studio today, I would like to welcome Pastor Christy, Pastor Dan, and Pastor Lindsay. They will be helping us to better understand our children's questions that are hard and are about God. This week, I received an email from one of our moms and her daughter, and it reads, here's their question. We were reading the Good Friday garden story today, and my daughter asked, wait, why did Jesus let himself die even though he prayed not to?
Julie, can you read the text, the Good Friday passage that they were reading last week that brought up this question?
Excellent. Yes, I've got it right here. And Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane. He said to the disciples, stay here while I go and pray over there. Then he went a short distance farther and fell on his face and he prayed, my Father, if it's possible, take this cup of suffering away from me. However, not what I want, but what you want.
I love this question. One of the things, why did Jesus let himself die when he prayed not to? One thing we need to remember is that Jesus is human. And oftentimes we talk about Jesus, and this gets so confusing because we talk about Jesus as being fully God, and we talk about Jesus as being fully human. And we can forget one of those things, or we can forget the other one of those things, but they were both true all the time. Not just sometimes Jesus was God and sometimes Jesus was human, but Jesus was fully human. And in that, that means that like every single human, Jesus was born, Jesus lived, had breath, had a body, felt pain, had to sleep at night, got tired, got angry, got frustrated, had great joy, and was really sad. Jesus was smart enough to know what was happening all around him, and he was sad because he also knows, as every human does, that we do all die. And so, like every other person, Jesus was going to die at some point. And here, Jesus is praying that this wasn't going to be the end.
As Christy said, like Jesus is fully human. As we know, part of the human experience is we don't want to die. We believe in life, and we want the opportunity to live life and live life with our friends and our family and our community. And so I think it showed a very human aspect of Jesus to want to resist his own mortality, his own death. But it didn't mean that he wanted to abandon his cause and abandon what he felt called to do.
And I think Jesus had to be who he was. He knew what God had called him to do in the world, to proclaim the good news of a kingdom where sickness is healed and people are fed and everyone has enough. And people in groups in the world who had some power sometimes felt threatened by that message, and they didn't like it, and they wanted him to stop preaching. So technically, when things started going badly, Jesus could have looked around and could have said, I got to get out of here. I'm going to go hide. He had that ability. Ultimately, he was obedient to what God wanted him to do in the world, even if that meant some people didn't like to hear it, even if it meant that he would have to suffer and die for that message. He needed to be obedient to his mission.
We just edited out about 10 minutes worth of our questions that this brought up, but we know that you're asking some questions. So email those to us. Maybe we'll answer them.
I think that, Christy, what you just said was great. I think we should use that as the ending.